From the beginning of time, before your first breath, before your name was ever spoken into the air, a gaze more powerful than anything you've ever known has been upon you. Not a gaze of scrutiny or judgment, but one filled with deep purpose, unwavering protection, and intimate recognition. This is not the gaze of a stranger or a critic, nor is it the limited perception of someone who only sees you in passing. This is the watchful, sacred gaze of a divine presence, an entity whose awareness holds eternity in its view, yet who chooses, with intention, to see you. And not just see you, but study you, walk with you, and care deeply about who you are and who you are becoming. Today, we ask a sacred question: what does this entity see when it looks at you? Let that question linger for a moment. Let it move past your ears and into your heart. You are being watched, not by someone who seeks your flaws, but by a presence that adores your soul. This isn't surveillance. It's sacred attention. It's the kind of gaze that sees not only your face but the storms behind your eyes. It sees the hidden wounds, the quiet hopes, the battles fought in silence. When this entity looks at you, it sees not just what the world sees, it sees all of you. The whole, radiant truth. And still, it loves. Still, it stays. Still, it calls you forward. The divine gaze is always present. Picture it as a light that never fades, a sun that never sets. Even when your heart is heavy or your path is unclear, that light remains steady. You may lose sight of it in moments of pain, confusion, or distraction. But the entity never looks away. Its eyes are filled with understanding and tenderness, never condemnation. It watches with the intention to guide, not punish, to elevate, not expose, to protect, not possess. It doesn't wait for you to be perfect. It embraces you right where you are. The world teaches us to present only polished versions of ourselves, to show confidence even when we're breaking, to smile while suffering, to hide the messy, real parts of our journey. But the divine sees through all that. It sees beyond the social masks, beyond the curated images. It sees the child inside, the one who just wants to be loved, to be safe, to be known. And it does not flinch at what it finds. In fact, it rejoices in your authenticity. You don't need to be more spiritual, more accomplished, more healed to be worthy of this attention. You already are. All you need is willingness. Willingness to be seen. Willingness to be loved. Willingness to believe that your existence is already a miracle. When this entity looks at you, it sees not only your past but your potential. It sees the strength you carry, even when you forget it's there. It sees how you hold space for others, how you speak life into dry places. It sees how, even on your worst days, you still try. And that trying, it matters. Every time you choose love over bitterness, every time you show up when it's easier to walk away, every time you whisper a prayer in the dark, it's seen. It's cherished. This entity is not merely a distant observer. It is a sacred mirror. When you allow yourself to be truly seen, something begins to change inside you. You start to see yourself through new eyes, eyes not distorted by past trauma, comparison, or rejection. You start to realize that you were never broken, only burdened. You begin to reclaim your voice, your softness, your strength. The divine mirror reflects your truest form, the one not defined by titles or mistakes, but by essence, soul, and divine design. And in that reflection, you find healing. You find truth. You find you. There are things you've survived that no one knows about. Silent battles. Deep disappointments. Times you wanted to give up. And yet, you're still here. You still hope. You still care. The world may overlook these private victories, but not this entity. It sees every step forward, every tear wiped away, every act of courage, no matter how small. It sees your sacred endurance. It sees your warrior spirit. And it honors your quiet strength. You are not a forgotten spark flickering in the distance of a vast universe. You are not a face blurred in a crowd of billions. You are seen, completely, intentionally, and intimately, by the one who breathed life into you. Heaven has not overlooked you for even a moment. In fact, you are under constant, loving observation. While the world scrolls past, distracted and hurried, divine attention rests fully on you. Every silent prayer, every hidden thought, every sigh you release into the stillness, none of it is wasted. None of it disappears into the void. It all rises like incense and is received by a presence that listens with undivided affection. And yes, the answers may not always come fast. Sometimes the wait feels endless. Sometimes the silence feels cold. But remember this, silence is not distance, and waiting is not abandonment. Just because you don't see movement doesn't mean heaven isn't working. So much of what is sacred begins in the unseen, roots growing in darkness, stars forming in quiet space, miracles unfolding in mystery. You are not being punished in your stillness. You are being prepared. And this presence, the one watching over you, does not just love your light. It knows your shadows too. The parts of you that you try to hide, the regrets that sting, the shame that lingers like fog, it sees all of it. And yet, it does not flinch. It does not turn away. There is no rejection, only recognition. Those shadows are not stains, they are chapters in your becoming. They do not disqualify you from love, they simply point to the places where love is still needed. You were never created to be perfect. You were created to be whole. And wholeness means embracing every part of yourself, the glory and the grit, the laughter and the lessons, the light and the learning. God does not demand you clean yourself up before drawing near. God is already near, in the middle of the mess, in the middle of your questions, whispering gently, I see you. I still choose you. I am not leaving. Nothing you've gone through is wasted. No season is meaningless. This entity is the master weaver. Every painful thread becomes part of a sacred design. The heartbreaks that made you kinder. The losses that deepened your compassion. The rejections that realigned your purpose. All of it has meaning. And all of it is seen. You are a walking miracle. You are the result of answered prayers, even ones you didn't know were being prayed. You carry light in places that once knew only darkness. You are not simply alive, you are chosen. You are part of something eternal. And the entity watching you isn't waiting for you to fall, it's guiding you toward the life your soul has always known was possible. So what does this powerful entity see when it looks at you? It sees a soul capable of deep love, a heart that has been broken but still believes. A spirit that has stumbled but never stopped rising. It sees beauty where you see brokenness. It sees purpose where you see delay. It sees the end of the story while you're still on the page of confusion. It sees your prayers like seeds, and it sees the harvest that's coming. You are seen. You are known. You are not alone. So what will you do with this truth? How will you live knowing that you are under the gaze of divine love? Will you hide? Will you keep running? Or will you pause, breathe, and allow yourself to be found? Allow yourself to be enough? You don't need to become more spiritual to be worthy. You just need to become more honest. more open, more willing to believe that maybe, just maybe, there's a powerful entity watching over you right now, and smiling. If this message has stirred something in your soul, I invite you to pause here with me. Reflect. Let it sink in. And if you feel led, take a step today. A step toward your calling. A step toward healing. A step toward living with intention. Know that you are not doing it alone. You are surrounded. You are guided. You are loved by a presence that will never look away. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like this video and leave a comment that simply says, "I am seen by the divine." Share this with someone who needs to know they are not forgotten. Subscribe if you haven't, and stay connected to messages that remind you of your worth and purpose. Let's create a community where every soul remembers they are seen. Now, let us close with a sacred prayer. O Divine Watcher, Holy Guardian of my soul, thank you for never looking away, even when I did not want to be seen. Thank you for seeing beauty in my brokenness, for calling me worthy in the silence. Your gaze brings light to the places I hide. Your love calls me out of fear and into purpose. Let me live as one who knows they are seen. Let me act with kindness, speak with truth, and walk in love, for I know you are with me. Eyes on me. Heart in me. Purpose flowing through me. I am seen. I am known. I am loved. Amen. Thank you for spending this sacred moment with me. Go forward today in the confidence that you are not invisible. You are divinely seen. You are deeply known. And you are completely loved. Until next time, stay rooted in truth, walk boldly in faith, and let your light speak louder than your fears.